today we are talking about the joys, the joy of solo traveling. And this actually comes right at me. I am telling myself this because I am very codependent, okay? Sometimes I feel like I am unable to do a task without another person. Like I've assigned a person who I'm going to walk this journey with. And if they don't do what I'm doing, I get mad about it. If they have other priorities, I get mad about it because I have decided you are my partner. And now I think this is also a wake-up call for me, the joys of solo travel, because I get anxiety if I have to go somewhere alone, especially somewhere far. I have cancelled like on plans because my partner has cancelled. Like he's saying, actually I have to work, I'm sorry I can't go. And I cancel immediately. Why? Because I just don't feel like I want to go there alone. And you know, when you limit yourself to such things, you're unable to experience. Maybe if I went alone, I would have had a much better time. But no, me in my cocoon where it's safe. And it's also, you know, like you're a safe person. If I go out with you, if I go somewhere with you, I think I feel safer. And I don't want the risk of going there and having a bad experience because I'm going to come back and blame you. You see, because we didn't go together, here I am. I am in pain. I am suffering. But today we're going to talk about the joys of solo traveling. And number one, apparently it is easier. How is it easier?
I can definitely tell you this for free. It can be so much easier. One, you're not on a schedule. Two, you don't have a to-do list that is from here to Timbuktu and back. Three, it's just basically you doing what you want to do. Whenever you're traveling with someone, you always have to think about their experience as well. You have to think about whether their experience is, you know, as it's involving. So when you're making plans that include them or with them in mind and all of that. And I feel like the first advice I would actually give anyone. And also, have you gone traveling solo, even if you shall go? Please, the number is 0770 729 366. Have you gone on a travel on your own? Have you traveled anywhere on your own? What was your experience? Let us know.
Yeah.
But I think the first step is realizing that you can be on your own. How do you start that? Small dates. I used to go on dates by myself. I just take myself to dinner. I would eat on a table alone. I would enjoy my own company. I would talk to all my monkeys. Like we would have an actual relationship together. But once I got into a long-term relationship, it changed.
Yeah.
Now it feels like you always have to have someone. That codependency develops. So it always feels like, oh my God, it's not going to be fun without them. And also there is that guilt of, what if I say, okay, fine, I'll go on my own. And then next time they say they want to go on their own. You're going to be so hurt. So that, coupled with many other things, will force you to just want to be with them. However, being on your own, imagine waking up at the time you want to wake up. When this person woke up at 6 o'clock and they want you to go and have a walk on the beach.
Climb the mountain.
Wewe uko hapo umengorota. Yani umeokota usingizi mpaka ya neighbor ulibeba. You know, there is something about traveling on your own that's good. But start with a date on your own. Enda tu Karura Forest utembe. Peke yako. See how that treats you. And then start to ongezea.
Awesome. I love that. Actually, I will do that tomorrow, okay? After, like any sports day. Anyway, there's also, it is easier to make friends. And I think this is, I think, the advantage I see. It is easier to make friends.
Especially
when
guy
you're
friends.
alone.
Especially
friends of the opposite sex. Because let me tell you, if you're with your partner, if you're going as a group, and then there's, you know, like, even sometimes if somebody approaches you, even if you went in a group, there's always one friend who's like, no, she's not interested in you. Like, it's just, and you don't want to also tell your friend, no, I'm interested. You know, you don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
So you'll just end up lengaing somebody. But if you're traveling alone, it is so easy to make friends. And I've actually seen these vlogs, like these solo female travelers, and they're friends with everybody. I'm like, wow, I would love to do that. But me, I just rather me with my partner, and then I stare at you in a very mean way.
With bad eyes,
with
you know.
bad eyes. But it's just refreshing to make new friends.
I feel like that, especially with the making of the friends, especially, even when you're with your partner, you find a lot of people don't approach you. Why? It just feels like an infringement infringement. You guys are on a vacation as a couple, and then this random person is like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you guys want to have a drink?" It's a lot. So that them being a block, I was about to use a heavy word. Them being a block to you, to people coming to you, is also an issue.
True.
Because even when you're traveling with them and you're walking out on your own, you're gonna make friends. Yeah. However, when you're with them, you have to, again, your activities are tied together. All of these things are done together. So it becomes a little harder for you to actually make friends. And even when you do, then whose friend are they? Are they your partner's friend, or are they yours?
Friend,
Now you're sharing friends again, and you don't have your own. It's a lot. Next time you hang out with them and they're like, "Oh, by the way, where is Nani?" And you're like, "I thought you were my friend. Kube." Nonsense. Another thing that is so interesting is it builds confidence. Okay, I'll give you a quick example. Being a big girl, honey, I'm a big girl. Being a big girl, it can be very intimidating to go to the beach, wear a swimming costume, and just get into the water. Even in the hotel, where they have nice pools and everything, you feel very jarred walking like that. And sometimes those two nyepes in your mind, all those insecurities start to creep in. Aki, are you embarrassing your partner? All these funny things, they happen. They're monkeys, they're loud. However, think about you going on your own. You know the way you gas yourself up, you're like, "Cha!" You look like a bag of chips with dip. As in, you look fantamagua. You look like if angels had cracked down and came to look for their fallen one, it would be you. There is that gassing yourself up that can only come from you. And it always just gives you the confidence to, you're like, whatever, what's going to happen? What's the worst that could happen? I'm just going to go. In addition to that, you being away from your own partner, it gives you that ability to just feel like, I'm on my own.
Yeah.
I have
And
to figure it out on my
own.
own. If I don't figure it out on my own, there's no one to back me up. There's no one to bail me out. So it forces you, even if you're not confident at the beginning, to gain some confidence from traveling, especially out of the country.
Yeah.
That's the day you will lose your passport. That's the day you all the money that you had really converted into that currency. You realize, woi, ulipatiana yote kama tips kwa waiter jana. And then how do you figure it out? So that confidence that you gain from just being on your own, it can be very important, and it can even be improved by you traveling on your own.
And another joy of solo traveling is the opportunity for self-discovery. Because let me tell you, there are things we also don't know about ourselves because we are always under just what I said, dependency, codependency. You don't know who you are outside your relationship, outside your friend group, outside your family, because not everyone has friends, you know. So even your family, sometimes you're also dependent on your family to figure out who you are, but you don't know who you are beyond all these things. And this is why, especially for women, it's very important for you to go beyond where you were born. Don't be the person who grew up in this place and then you're going to get married in this place, the same village, grow up, have your family, and then die in the same village. No, you need to discover things. You need to save, and go for a Europe tour. Even if it's not expensive, do what Wazungus do, backpacking through Europe.
Thank you.
You get to experience all these things on a budget. It won't be so expensive. And then you kind of realize, guy, kumbe Europe is more like this. Because in your head and in the colonialist, okay, I'm getting carried away. In the colonialist whatever, you're thinking Europe is so huge.
It's not. It's a small island.
No.
Small little islands.
You know, you could backpack through Europe, finish there, you come back to your country and you're like, I need now a budget for Asia, which is huge. You know.
Bora.
Exactly. It just opens doors and you discover who you are and you find out new things without the barrier and, you know, the limitation of other people.
And in addition to that, there is also that advantage when it comes especially to self-discovery. When you're planning a trip with someone, as we said, you have them in mind. So you wanted to go to Thailand, they wanted to go to Seychelles. You have to find a compromise. At the end of the day, you might not even go where you wanted to go.
True.
You will not have the experience that you wanted to experience. all of these things are predetermined by the fact that other people are coming along with you, family, friends, partner, whatever. However, when it's your own trip, you know, it's your own experience. You're writing your own story. It's a beautiful thing. It's Aki, by the way, solo travel, mtanipata, ngoja nianze kuongea na hawa watu wa nini, kupanga trips. Another one is it gives you a sense of freedom. Again, I feel like we've hammered on that freedom bit a whole lot. It's just that you can do anything at any point with anyone for whatever reason. And
you don't have to explain
You don't have to explain yourself. You have a budget. If you go over your budget, then you know you need to figure that out. Feeling judged, especially. Sometimes you just want to be on those trips where you see these girls trips where people get drunk mpaka wanabebwa.
Exactly.
You want to be that level of drunk, but because you have to, you're like, all right, fine, I have to pace myself, you know? Or sometimes you just want to be out in the sun and bake. You know, mpaka once ata ukwe na inaitangwaje. You have a tan yourself, might as well. You know, you come back with that layer of darkness because that's just what you want. And then that mental freedom as well. I'm not planning anything for anyone. I don't have to discuss with you what time we're going to have breakfast. I will wake up and it will lead me. Let's go where the day leads you. That is something you cannot replicate.
Exactly. And I actually saw a caption on somebody's social media post, and she was saying how it was a picture of her reminiscing the 19-year-old her, who apparently on that day was off a coast of Cuba on a stranger's boat in the middle of the night with no idea how she was going back home. And I was like, you know what? I was so jealous. I was like, I would want to. Okay, I have been in a different, state,
context,
in a different
situation. Set of
into
counties.
I've been in a different county and I had no idea how I had gotten there. It was a different experience. I was
just
scared,
wake up, but there's that thrill.
There was that thrill.
Adrenaline. Adrenaline is pumping.
Exactly.
Alafu,
last but not least, annoying habits that you don't have to put up with. Especially if you're in a long-term relationship and your partner has developed and tunaitanga weaponized incompetence, and they don't pick up their shirts, they don't wash dishes, they don't do small tasks, and then you go on vacation together and they carry their bad habits, all of a sudden amepata paralysis, can't pick up a t-shirt. You know, you don't have to put up with those small habits simply because you're alone, okay? You could take care of your own, you can take care of yourself.
Or you could choose not to.
Exactly, and I'm telling you, please, can you stop weaponizing incompetence or putting up with it, okay? Please stop.
I feel like especially, and it doesn't always have to be bad habits. It can also just be habits that you want. You're on vacation, you want a different experience. For example, sisi tunalalaga na TV on. Mpaka ijizime sijui saa 7 usiku.
Hamujui energy crisis.
Ngoja. Sasa shida yako inakuwa gani baby? Unajua msielewa shida usichana. Anyway, so you have to you have
been kicked out.
My point is, sometimes you just want to hear the ocean.
True.
You want to hear the birds. So these small things, it doesn't have to be bad habits. It can just be habits that you want to have a different experience with.
True.